Straight ahead on 12 News, Brooklyn Park, you're up next. See what fix is in store for the next phase of County Road 81. Then, hitting the right notes. The North Memorial program that provides some much-needed comfort. But first,
3 or 4 great big booms, like a big explosion or something.
a fast-moving fire rattles a Brooklyn Center neighborhood. 12 News starts right now. Destroyed in a matter of minutes. Hello, I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. Neighbors say it felt like a series of explosions when a fire leveled a garage and damaged part of a home on Regent Avenue in Brooklyn Center. They tell Renee Bonneau how it quickly got out of hand.
Under a thick cloud of smoke, large flames eat away at what was once a 2-car garage. A man who lives in the house says it grew fast.
When I came out, it was like the garage was on fire. So I just called an ambulance and the fire trucks. As soon as I called the cops, and it got really big.
3 or 4 great big booms, like a big explosion or something. So I looked out my bedroom window and I saw the flames shooting up.
At this point, fire investigators don't know what sparked the fire that they say started outside the garage. But Brooklyn Center's fire chief says he thinks he knows how it spread so fast. He says inside the garage were several small propane tanks the family planned to use for cooking.
Those propane tanks, which were little small tanks, they probably contributed to that, the fire accelerating as fast as it did. That the garage was consumed very fast. It was consumed in a matter of minutes.
The fire destroyed part of the house, and the intense heat damaged siding on the house next door. But neighbors say it could be worse.
As far as I know, everybody's safe, which is the good thing.
7 people live in the house where the fire started Monday evening. 4 were home at the time, and all were able to get out safely. The family is working with the Red Cross to find a temporary place to stay. Extensive damage to the kitchen makes that house uninhabitable at the moment. Mike and Alex, while the cause of the fire is unknown, arson has been ruled out.
And investigators still looking into this.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Renee. Meantime, in Plymouth today, crews responded to a duplex fire. This fire broke out around lunchtime. When fire crews arrived, flames were visible from the back of one of the units in the 1100 block of Weston Lane. Firefighters responded quickly and were able to minimize the damage.
It was a room and contents fire. We were able to get in quickly and get the fire knocked down before it really got into the structure at all. There were no occupants in the structure at the time of the fire, and there were no injuries.
Investigators are working to determine what started the fire.
Fair and reasonable. That's how Brooklyn Park City staff assess a proposed budget that calls for a 2% increase. According to city staff, 57% of homes will not see an increase on their city taxes. The budget calls for 3 additional police officers. It would also add 3 fire department supervisors. A grant would fund those positions for 2 years, but the city would have to pick up the tab after that. The budget would also add 2 inspectors for housing and building activity. That includes a position for point-of-sale inspections, which has been controversial in the real estate community. The program is supposed to catch major problems before a house is sold. But some realtors argue it adds another layer of bureaucracy.
I don't like what I'm going to say next. But if we don't fill this position, that program should go away because we made that commitment.
Maybe we just need to change the program and then we won't need another inspector because one person can handle it. And I just think that we're just doing a lot of overkill on the inspection and on the re-inspections.
Councilmember Bob Maida says the intent of the program is to find things that are hazardous or dangerous. And Councilmember Mike Trepanier says the turnaround time on point-of-sale inspections is 7 days right now. He says the city promised to do it in 3 days.
Hennepin County Commissioners are giving the green light to upgrading another section of County Road 81. The $26 million project stretches from Bass Lake Road in Crystal to north of 63rd Avenue in Brooklyn Park. And one major goal is to improve safety at the intersection with 63rd Avenue.
63rd Avenue is a tough intersection for folks, and we're going to reconstruct that. And the frontage road, currently, we're reconstructing in this yellow area and pulling it away from the 81 intersection.
Police say the intersection has been the scene of more than 50 accidents in less than 2 years. 7 of those wrecks were serious enough to cause injuries. Traffic engineers say the problem is the frontage road to the east is too close to the intersection, and that can be confusing to drivers.
I guess they're not essentially understanding whether they should go with the 81 traffic, whether they should go with the 63rd traffic, and a lot of people are just going as they see fit. You know, they pull up, they stop. If there's a gap, they go. So a lot of that is not understanding how that should work.
It's not the most dangerous intersection in the city, but Jeff Holstein says it is one that has an obvious fix. He says moving the frontage road away from the intersection should greatly improve safety. Work will begin next spring and finish in 2014.
The Brooklyn Center School District has hit the reboot button on its search for a new school superintendent. The district had interviewed 5 finalists for the job, but didn't find the right fit. Monday night, it was back to the drawing board. School board members are looking specifically for someone who can juggle a wide range of areas, from finances to forging community partnerships. For this small, diverse school district, it won't be easy to find a replacement for Keith Lester, its superintendent of 7 years.
Everybody can be replaced, you know, and everybody needs to be replaced at some point as well, you know, and it's time. Keith's done a great job for us, and we appreciate what he has done, and we also look forward for the next person that comes in here and takes this to the next level.
The new deadline for applications is February 15th. The district hopes to hire a new superintendent in April.
A report on court security recommends an overhaul, and that could bring a lot more cases to suburban courtrooms at Brookdale and Ridgedale. Brookdale added temporary weapons screening back in April. County Administrator Richard Johnson tells us the report recommends making the screening permanent at a cost of $80,000. It also recommends closing the courtrooms at Southdale in Edina because installing permanent screening there would be too expensive. Where those cases would go is unclear, but it could bring more cases to Ridgedale and Brookdale. One idea to head off a logjam of cases is to use a closed-circuit television system. The county administrator says defendants in minor cases may someday go to their local city halls to talk to a judge over a TV hookup. Still ahead, comfort in a time of crisis. We'll show you how the piano has become instrumental in the life of a Brooklyn Park woman.
And then later in sports, a team on a roll. We'll check in on a surging Armstrong-Cooper girls hockey team.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast. Music is something that can touch the heart and soul, a universal language, so to speak.
And it's a language that's the driving force behind a therapy program at North Memorial Medical Center. In today's Health Chat, Delane Cleveland tells us more about music's role in improving the quality of life.
Playing the piano comes naturally for 83-year-old Fran Steinkraus. And once a week,
let's do some Christmas.
Suzanne Holtz joins her for a duet.
My favorite is Oh Holy Night.
Oh Holy Night.
The two make quite the team as Fran plays while Suzanne sings. Since the age of 4, the piano has been an important part of Fran's life.
I can't say enough about music. It just means everything to me.
So much, in fact, that it's used as a form of therapy while she's in hospice care.
I look forward to it from one week to the next because it's so uplifting.
Suzanne is a certified music therapist in North Memorial's hospice program.
Oh, you better watch out.
It's her goal to help improve Fran's quality of life.
I think if you asked Fran what improves her quality of life most, it would be her own playing of music.
These days, Fran is on oxygen and deals with the lung disease known as COPD.
It causes me to have spells when I can't get enough air.
Yet, music provides a much-needed distraction. Every song and every note conjures up memories.
Every year we had a drawing at school as to who got the Christmas tree.
Memories that take Fran back to happier times.
And I had won it that year, so we had a real Christmas tree.
It's moments like these that make Suzanne's job all the more satisfying.
And if it's something brief and something just for a moment, we know that we've interacted with this person and hopefully made made that time a better time.
It's uncertain just how much time Fran will have to enjoy these weekly duets with Suzanne, but Fran makes the most of each and every visit and recommends others include music in their lives as well.
Music is a universal language. Everybody knows music.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Yeah.
North Memorial has 3 musical therapists as part of its hospice team. Each therapist serves up to 40 patients a week. Well, still ahead, coaches who make a difference, but they aren't on the field. You'll find them in the hallways.
But first in sports, the Osseo boys basketball team gets set to return to the court after winning a state title last winter. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back.
A brand new basketball season coming up, and a local team hoping to do as well as they did last year.
But easier said than done, right?
Yeah, tough act to follow, following a state championship, but that's what you aim for at the beginning of the season. These guys have a shot, certainly. As we hit the winter sports season, memories from championships won last season come flooding back. As Jay Wilcox reports, the Osseo boys basketball team is back for more after a memorable run to a title.
Pass it is 6. Need to start making a move. There he goes, in the corner, the sophomore got it!
It'll be tough to top last season's state title run, but the Osseo boys are going to give it a shot.
I mean, it's still fun to think about it and think about the great road we had and the great journey that we had. To be honest, I don't remember much of the championship game. I really couldn't remember anything but the last 30 seconds.
It just seemed like a couple of days ago I just hit that, but that was last year, this is this year, so it was a great memory, but hopefully, we're all kind of past that by now.
The Orioles won 30 games in all last winter, claiming Northwest Suburban Conference and Section 5 titles before winning the state title. Just 2 players who saw a lot of action in the tournament run are back, but they're pretty good ones. 6'9" junior center Ian Tyson hit that title-winning shot and is one of the best big men in Minnesota, while guard Bridge Tussler is one of the best backcourt players around. Keep an eye on guard Wheeler Baker, a junior who couldn't play varsity ball last season after transferring. They're still figuring out roles, but this should be another strong Orioles squad.
We have a dominant inside presence. We feel we have a great backcourt coming in as well. And what we really need to do during these 3 days of trials in the first weeks of the season is to find those other pieces to the puzzle.
We're going to be tough, very aggressive, probably more full court pressing instead of last year. We did a lot of half court sets and half court defense. We're going to be way more, like I said, way more intense, aggressive, in your face.
Winning another Northwest Suburban title won't be easy, but the championship goes through Osseo until somebody takes it away. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
The Orioles open the season Thursday, December 6th at home against Anoka. After losing its first 2 games of the season, the Armstrong-Cooper girls hockey team has skated to 5 straight wins. Jason Malillo has more on this surging team.
The Armstrong-Cooper girls hockey team stumbled out of the gate but has found its edge now and is in the midst of a 5-game win streak.
We just focused a little bit more on some of our basics and all the things that we had worked on last year and really started to pay maybe a little bit more attention to those, our defensive zone, and then just pucks started going in, and kind of once it gets rolling, it's kept rolling.
The Armstrong-Cooper co-op started last season and there were some growing pains, but after a full season on the ice and an off season working together, the team is now a more cohesive unit.
We've worked a lot harder in the off season and it's really paid off in the seasons coming up, and we know what we know what our goals are for this year, and we're pushing ourselves a lot more.
It just seems like everything has been coming together in these last 5 games. Like, we're finally starting to click and it's going really well.
Armstrong-Cooper's offense has come alive during this win streak, scoring 25 goals in those 5 victories. Marissa Odell is leading the way with 6 goals and 12 points, but the offense has been well balanced.
I think our lines are playing really well together, and we have 3 solid lines that can score when we need to score, and I think our lines are clicking really well.
There's never an easy game in the Northwest Suburban Conference, and second-year coach Kevin Gray knows it. Still, his team is playing well now and hoping to keep it rolling. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
Armstrong-Cooper faces off against Centennial on Tuesday night at New Hope Ice Arena. This week on Channel 12's Sports Jam, Jay Wilcox and I revealed the picks for our all-area prep football offense and defense. Here's part of what you'll see.
Cooper's number 33, Billy Kellogg, was the Hawks' leading rusher in 2012. Kellogg ran for 1,615 yards with 19 touchdowns and averaged nearly 8 yards per carry. He also scored 9 two-point conversions for the Hawks and played safety on defense. He was named second team All-Metro.
A great group of linebackers includes number 17 Troy Cray of Osseo. A speedy physical defender, Cray had 103 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, along with 9 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 recoveries. He also excelled on offense as a part-time running back.
You can watch the all-area teams and more this week on Sports Jam. Watch it through Wednesday here on Channel 12. And that's a look at sports for today.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Up next, when they speak, others listen.
Meet the coaches who aren't your typical coaches when we come back. Middle school can often be a challenging time for students as they face the pressures of adolescence.
Tuesday, a group of Robbinsdale area middle school students got a healthy dose of life coaching at a youth summit designed to empower students to lead.
What actions are you willing to take in order to achieve it?
You can talk goals and leadership to a group of middle school students, but it's most powerful to see it in action from a high school student like Wesley Flaw.
Me, when I was, younger, I was kind of on the bad path, just being lazy. But now that I'm in this group, it's, helping me, realize that I need to, be on track to actually succeed.
His grades sliding in middle school, it wasn't until Wesley reached Cooper High School and got involved with leadership programs and peer coaching.
Coaches, we start broad and we come down into helping people make an action plan for 2 days.
That things turned around.
I believe that anyone can be a leader given the proper tools and the opportunities to lead, that our leaders come in all different forms.
Using a life coach-based curriculum,
what do you want more of in your life?
This youth summit is designed to reach out and empower Robbinsdale and Plymouth middle school students to believe that they have the potential to lead.
I think it is worth my time because I'm learning new things, and I think that's good to learn new things and step out of my comfort zone.
Trying to teach kids how to work through things and how to obtain their goals and how to step into their greatness and what that looks like.
Wesley Flaw brought his grades up and now mentors middle school students. Seeing himself as a leader has put some new goals within his reach.
I just want to complete high school, graduate with a great 3.0, and I want to go to college and I want to graduate.
As part of this youth summit, the students also develop a service project for their school or community where they can put some of the leadership and relationship building tools to work. And that's it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you back here tomorrow beginning at 4.